Hello, good people. This is your goat Minyari coming to you from the astounding world of Chimeraland. And this stream, we are going to talk about inventory management. I did get a question in a previous stream that I just did, and I didn't see it until after it was over. Look at how pigeon-toed my goat is. I think that's adorable. It's a really cool little detail that they incorporated. I also have an adorable little tail back there. But anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about inventory management very quickly. And to do that, we're going to open up our user interface, and we are going to click on a chest. So the question was, how do I change the names on my chests? And on the bottom, for every chest, on the bottom you see the little parchment with the pen on it. You click on that, and you can change it. Now, it is only 5 characters. That's all you get. 5 characters long. So, you just have to be mindful of, how you like flowers. I have FLWRS. Now, the bone veggie rack, that is the name that was given to the item from the game, and I didn't change it on the thing because I don't want to change it. When people walk by it, I want it to still say bone veggie rack so people know what the heck it is. But I didn't change that, and I didn't change my Ling Long cabinet because, again, I want people to see what it is when they pass by it. And then I just never bothered changing the rainbow treasure chest, but that's where I keep my my pets, or temps and eggs and whatnot. But yeah, to change it, you just click on the tab on the parchment there in the corner, and you can change that there. Now, one of the things that I wanted to, obviously, one way to manage your inventory is, for instance, in stone. You can get, I do quite a lot of mining because everything calls for precious jade. You need precious jade a lot. So I have to do a lot of mining, and the best way to manage, and even now it's starting to get out of control, I at the end of the night, I just go through and I go into my forge, and I turn all of my stone into fine stone. I also make sure that in fact, I will do that right now. I donate to my clan. So that's a good way to dump a lot of stuff. Logs, stone, beast hides. Beast hides are hard to come by, so I rarely do that. But I do get rid of a lot of my stone. And I don't know if you caught that as I was going by, but just making a certain number of clan contributions per day gives you adventure pass points. So get that out of the way, and I'm emptying a lot of my stone out of my inventory. And then go back in, go to my stone box, and then I will go to materials, and then I'll just drop that in there. And then for wood, I'll go up to wood, drop that in there. And then the parasitic grass, I'm gonna jump off the edge of the building here. Oh, okay. Land on the cliff, and then I'll make another jump. There we go. The parasitic grass it adds up because you get it for gathering, and you also get it when you are gardening, as you're gathering from your garden. So I just go to the smelter and under materials, and I'll load that sucker up. And now, okay, so that weighs 1,362 stones. That's what I'm calling it. I'm going to smelt it, and now it's going to weigh nothing. I wish that I had one on hand, but when you kill the grand beast and whatnot, you end up getting seals that are, or what do they call them? They're in, yeah, seals, breakthrough seals. You get these seals, right? And they take up inventory space. They don't stack at all. So once you start killing the grand beasties, they really add up. So what you do is you smelt them, and they turn into the same thing that you need to rebuild them. And to create a seal, you hit fuse and then go to seal, and then now I can make a breakthrough seal with these primal crystals. I get the same amount back that it takes to make them, and they do stack. And so a smart thing to do would be to carry probably, I don't know, maybe 100 or so of these on your person at all times, so that when you do encounter beasts that are locked under seals, you can just go into your fuse menu and create the seals that you need to break the beast out. But yeah, so that's that. That's one important thing that it took me a little while to figure out. Other thing that I wanted to mention was, just trying to use everything that you've got. Oh, and then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the quick store. Now, this has its blessings and its curses, but if you press quick store, it's going to take everything out of your backpack and put it into your various storage units without you having to search and click and do all that. The negative to that is, for instance, so now they do count soulbound items separately from regular, tradable items. So once I go through all of these mythical elixirs, which I got from the Adventure Pass, as prizes from the Adventure Pass, see, I just got 20 more, and I got 2 pills to train Cece. But yeah, once you go through the soulbound ones, then you're going to start using, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a quick store again, and it's going to take those 20 and it's going to put them in my cooking, cancel. It's going to put it in my cooking bag. Now, the problem that I find is, if I didn't have these 62 soulbound ones and I were using, which weighs 3 stones each, so that 162, the 62 ends up weighing 186 stones. So I don't want to carry, 170 something, 175 elixirs, because it gets heavy, and even 62 is a lot. I'm 6,000, I'm using about half of my allotted load there. So if you want to slim down a bit, you don't have to carry 62 elixirs and then 16 of the tonics, etc., etc. Food items are especially heavy, so I try not to go too crazy with carrying a lot of foods. I carry the heat, the cold, and the humidity foods. I try to keep about 20 of them on hand, and then the fruit, this is the heat resist, is the Bodhi broth. The mushroom broth is for cold resist, and then the Job's Tears broth is for humidity. So I do need to restock on those. This also gives cold resist. I like to keep 20 of those on hand, And then when I go to my clan dinner and get my clan dinners, that gives me some every night. And I try to feed a lot to my pets. I do keep the orchid stew on hand, or the orchid soup on hand, because it does restore hit points, but honestly, 500 hit points is not a lot, so it's not super exciting. I wish that scaled somehow, but at this moment it does not. And then the fruit stews, I do try to keep at least 20 of those on hand, because I can feed, depending on the pet, I can feed 5 to 10 of them to my pet, and it will get them to full. Or I just feed them, like, you know, onesies and twosies of food items, just to clear out my inventory space. These items here, this is something I'm going to go into later. I think after this I'm done twitching for the day. But refining, I have been requested to do a video on refining, and this is a part of the refining process. So basically I don't really have anything to break down at the moment, but you know, gear weighs a lot. One piece of gear, this weighs 4. This piece of gear, geez, that weighs 224. So if you're carrying a lot of gear, you are creating a lot of weight in your bag. However, if you smelt it, it turns into these essences, and they only weigh 1. So if you're trying to reduce weight in your bag, go through your gear and smelt them, and then hit up the refiner, which again I will do a separate video on that in a bit. But I do see something that I need to get rid of. I actually want to make sure that it's empty. Oh, it's not done yet. So basically just go through, and if you see gear that needs to be you know, gotten rid of, smelt it, and you'll either get calories, star essence, or these different little weapon essences, which you use for it's a consumable, refining. So be careful about how much food you're carrying. Be careful about how much weapons you're carrying. The parasitic grass adds up. If you smelt it, it turns into plant ash, which you can use for fertilizer, and other than taking up space, it weighs nothing. And like when I load up my sprinklers, right now I'm using 240 plant ash per cycle. So that's that. All of your ammunition weighs nothing. It just takes up space. So that's fine. Your fuel weighs nothing. So just be mindful of, you know, what you're carrying. The bouquets that you can give to people for friendship, to boost their friendship, those weigh nothing. And that's about it on that front. Again, your I have quite a few of the blood cleansing due, and sadly I would love to give this away to my clanmates, but I can't. So may find a market for it on the auction house. But just reducing the things that you carry, like food items and healing potions. I believe those weigh 3 stones each also. The gold panning things are very weighty also. I keep those in my cloth bin. Those are 80 a piece for the green ones. I don't know if the blue ones weigh anymore. But yeah, so empty that out, and that will help with your bag weight. Also, a really cool thing that I literally just found out the other day is if you, hold on, if you look at your icon down here, your inventory icon, the little sack under where it says build, you've got the inventory icon. If you look at it very closely, you see that some of it is light and some of it is dark. That is telling me that my bag is probably 60% at its weight capacity. So as you fill up or empty out your bag, that little indicator down there tells you how full your bag is. So if you're using a lot of food, because when you're full, when you're heavy, you eat more food, and then when you eat more, you consume more food, and your fullness goes down. It doesn't. Oh yeah, your fullness goes down, which is up here on the top right. It goes down quicker the more overloaded you are. So keep your eye on that inventory and make sure that you are below your capacity. So that's about it, and for once I kept a nice short video. I hope that you found it helpful and informative, and retrack, if you're watching, I did answer your question. So thank you for watching, and have a good day, guys.